$250 welding setup? Sounds great on paper, but is it really usable? Today I'm going to show you the most important $250 I spent when I started welding. And then we're going to build something with it to see how usable it actually is. When it falls apart, I'll tell you what else you need, so stick around. Here are the most important things I got with $250 when I started welding. The most important thing and the biggest part of this budget is the welder itself. Did a lot of research, ended up going with the Yes Welder Flux 135 Pro. It's a flux core welder that also will do lift, TIG, and stick. You're gonna need a welding hood. I picked this one because it has a pretty good sized viewport out the front and it's auto darkening. You also need some thick leather welding gloves to protect your hands while you're welding and handle metal while it's hot. Flux core welding leaves slag behind, so you're going to need a slag hammer and a wire brush to scrape it off. You'll need an angle grinder with some cutoff discs and a grinding wheel. These MIG pliers are great for cutting wire and changing contact tips. You only get 2 eyes, so get some safety glasses. A speed square and a carpenter square are very helpful in making sure you can make straight cuts and everything lines up properly. These magnet squares help you line things up and hold them in place. You may already have a tape measure, but if you don't, get one. Clamps are great. You can't have enough of them, but I recommend at least 2. Sharpies are good for marking lines on metal when you want to cut it. Anyway, with the list out of the way, let's build something. Hang around after the build and I'll tell you what I wish I had. So as it happens, I have a real problem right now. I've got to change the impeller in this outboard motor. So I'm going to build a stand that I can put this on to hold the propeller and the foot off the ground. So that's what we're going to build today. I'm going to make it out of this 1.5 by 1/8 inch angle iron I have. I've got about 10 feet here. You may have noticed there's no welding table on the list, but that's okay. I am going to cheat a little bit and use the cinder block to get the metal off the ground. And there it is, quite possibly the worst lower unit stand ever cobbled together by mankind. It's got bad welds, bad cuts. Oh, but wait, do you see that? You see what it just did? It held the lower unit off the ground. When you're doing this at home and you're doing it for yourself, it really doesn't matter what it looks like as long as it works. So yeah, the $250 setup works. You can totally make real things with it, things that are useful. The only 2 pain points I ran into were my left knee and my right knee. You're going to want a table. Personally, the next thing I bought was this Harbor Freight table. It's supposed to be a fixturing kind of table. It comes with some clamps and some guides and some other stuff I don't even know how to use. You can just look on Facebook Marketplace and find an old broken table saw that's totally fine to use as a welding surface until you want to spring for a real table. But getting off the ground and being able to clamp things down, that's just a total game changer. Anyway, here's the list of stuff that I used in this video. You got to shop around to get the best prices on everything, but if you just want an easy button, I've got a list in the description with links to Amazon to get all of it. If you want to see what else I can mess up, check out this video. If you want to follow along while I figure this stuff out, subscribe.